All right, hey everybody. I'm Jack. This is Joseph. We are at Holly Street Northwest in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to be walking through a property that we're turning into a PadSplit. This is actually Joseph's property that he bought with like a fix and flip loan, and we're going to run through the numbers a little bit on it, on what it took to purchase the reno to get it to appraisable value or level, and then the actual numbers to turn it into a PadSplit as well. And then we're just going to kind of run through some of the, we were just talking about some of the financing kind of tricks that you have to play with the lenders, and how to get the job to the finish line before you put the walls in and stuff like that.
Yep.
So if you want, let's just start with like the numbers. What did you buy this for?
I bought it for 165.
Okay. And what was your planned ARV?
Planned ARV was about 400, 425 on a good day.
Okay.
And
how much reno was needed to get it to that?
about two and a quarter.
Okay.
2 1/4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got it for, you said 160?
Yep.
160, about 200, 225 to get it to a 400 ARV.
Yep.
Those numbers up front sound pretty bad. And so you bought this knowing, okay, it's the refi is not gonna like do the job. It's not gonna like be perfect, but I'm buying this to turn into a cash flowing asset. So when you bought this, it was a 750 square foot 2-1. Was it in like terrible shape like this yard, or was it?
It looked just like the yard. Actually, but even worse. Yeah, I mean it's a very old home. I think 19 teens, something like that, 1920s.
Yeah.
You had the plaster walls.
Yeah.
So the guys didn't like demoing. But the like you said, the business here is the cash flow game.
Exactly.
The appreciation will make up in the 5-7 year hold.
Right.
But what we'll wind up having here is a 9-bedroom 3-bath.
And how many square feet is it?
It's currently, now it's about 1,800 square feet.
Okay,
it was originally about 750.
So that's where the bulk of that rental budget went into, was actually adding all that square footage. I'm sure there was lots of permitting time and everything like that too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's probably where the majority of that went. Because I mean, just flipping a 2-1, even a 2-1 that's falling apart, 50K, 60K. You know, if it's just 750 square foot, it's like, we're gonna spend $100 per square foot. Like maybe, depending on how old it is, but actually adding all that square footage is where the majority of that came in.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost. I mean, it's 80% a brand new house.
Yep. And so for the 225, is that what you've already spent, or is that including what you have to spend left after we get the appraisal done for the DSCR refinance? Is that 225 including what's left? Or is that
I probably got about $10,000 left in that 225.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's mainly to close up the walls and everything. And,
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep.
Cool. So I want to walk through the house and kind of talk through what we already talked through about, as far as like, you know, these are the bedrooms and bathrooms. This is how we're using this space here. Kind of try to lay it out for people that might be watching in the future that are interested in. I mean, you basically built a brand new house for PadSplit, right? And so that's something that I don't think a lot of people are doing yet. But it's definitely an interesting exit strategy that I want to kind of talk through as we walk through the house.
Yeah, and again, in addition to the cash flow, is I bought this property for positioning on the game board.
Yep.
What I mean by that is my model, 12 houses later, is that all of my properties are close to a light rail station.
Okay.
If I'm renting a room, I probably may or may not have a car, or if I can save on my travel expense and just take a bus. The bus stop is right there. Okay. Yeah. So it's really a matter of providing a product that our avatar is already looking for. Bankhead MARTA station is about 12 minutes away on that bus in that direction. I've got another property in the Ashby area as well as the West End area, and they're always full. So I'm excited. Let's walk in.
Yeah, let's do it. You lead the way.
Cool. So currently, like we mentioned, it's a 3-bedroom 4-bath. We'll go ahead and secure the loan, the appraisal as a 3-4, and then once everything's wrapped up, is to put in our subdividing walls to take it from a 3-bedroom to the 9-bedroom.
And so I want to talk on the financing real quick. Not everyone knows this, and a lot of people get into trouble with it, like we mentioned. When you're doing PadSplit, DSCR lenders, which if you're not familiar with the DSCR, it's a 30-year loan for rental properties. DSCR lenders, the appraisers typically do not know what to do with all the extra bedrooms that you're adding as a pad split. And so the main way that people are getting DSCR loans on a property that's set up for pad split with lots of extra bedrooms is they're waiting to put those extra walls up until after the appraiser has already gone through. So that's why he said we're gonna wait until the appraiser goes through. It's gonna be a 3-4, which is gonna look cool, but not like terribly off-putting to a lender. And then after the appraiser goes through the next day, he's gonna throw up the rest of the walls, close in all the rest of the bedrooms, and we can immediately start marketing on pad split.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right. Yeah. And again, back to the numbers is, just take it at nine bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
On the low end, $800 a month. I mean, there's the 7,200 gross cash flow on the, call it maybe $3,000, $3,200 with mortgage and utilities.
And if we're looking at about a $300K loan balance, right? That's like 75%. So if we're looking at $300K ish monthly payment on that's probably going to be around $2,600.
Mm-hmm.
What are you expecting to net if we're at 7,200 gross, $2,600 for the PITI? Then you've got like your management and fees and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at, factor in your little bit of vacancies, and I mean from 72 roughly 6,000 6,000-ish.
Okay.
So 6,000 against 3,200, call it with utilities.
Okay.
Roughly $2,500 net every month.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's walk through the rest of the house. Show the bathrooms and stuff like that. Sure. Is power on or other lights?
No, we're getting temp power. Power in. And we've got this first bathroom here, which is going to feed these 4 rooms behind us. All of them have full, no half baths here. So that's the first one. Walking over here is the utility closet. We got the water heater, washer dryer in here. This is where the actual original home ended, and all of this is a concrete slab against the crawl space behind us. So walking into the new territory is a full open space kitchen here. The original kitchen was probably this small. So we've got the kitchen here. This is the first ensuite bedroom here. It's got its own bathroom, obviously. Rent for a little bit more than everything else. Brand new everything. And then this is second communal restroom here, which will feed this current bedroom as well as 2 more bedrooms that will be in the back. Okay. So this open space area is actually what's called the master bedroom for phase 1, but in phase 2, this will become its own ensuite room. And then over here, the his and hers closet will wind up being 1 bedroom over here. We're going to subtract this subdividing wall, bring it out, put that door right here, and we'll have a second bedroom over here. All right. So it'll be a total of 9 full bedrooms. 2 of them will have their own private baths. And
I really like how you kind of just laid that out with, okay, this is a master suite, and these are his and hers closets. And in your head, you're already like, this is 2 bedrooms and an office space.
Yeah.
For one of the bedrooms. I think it's really cool how you're like, okay, I know what I need to do. Let's work backwards from there. I need a master bath, like a master bedroom, but I don't need a master bedroom's worth of space in my finished product. And so for the DSCR lender, we're going to show a master bedroom area, and then the actual finished product is going to have 3 bedrooms in 1 spot.
That's correct.
That's awesome. That's talking about like housing density taken to an extreme. And I love that because it's affordable. It is, I already said, dense, and you've produced something that the lender can understand, and they don't need to understand anything but past that.
Yeah. Less is more. Less is more.
For sure.
And again, it's about, the first thing was that you mentioned is the engineering the space.
Yep.
As you'll see, the 2 rooms, the 2 closets, already have windows in them. As I communicated to the architect, we're going to need windows, points of egress.
Because it's going to be a bedroom.
Bedroom at the end of the day. And then the windows up front all matched to the future bedrooms as well. Okay.
That's awesome.
And again, as you mentioned again, is the affordability and knowing our avatar. This location is going to perform better for this house than if we were out in the suburbs where we don't have connectivity to light rail, the bus being right out there, the Bankhead light rail station being 12 minutes away. So anywhere you can find a room or a house that has rooms next to the light rail, you're going to be able to cater to the city, but also the airport, because the light rail goes directly to the airport. We've got tens of thousands of employees. Many of them are looking for an affordable place to live. So renting by the rooms is great. It's great in Atlanta. And 12 homes later, we're still cranking.
That's awesome.
So I'm excited.
Is this number 12?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how did you start with PadSplit?
So I actually,
yeah.
So it was actually Jordan, who's helping with the production of today. She was actually the individual who introduced me to this model of operating and holding properties.
Okay.
So I'm from California, came to Atlanta 7 years ago, and PadSplit actually started here in Atlanta, so that gave me the confidence that there's actually an app, there's a platform, there's a company that's providing this space for us. Right. I have a heart for helping people. I want to do well and do good at the same time, and I just understand. I have a master's in urban planning, and the mystery was how do we provide affordable housing, and we've provided over 100 doors without asking for one loan, one grant from the government.
Wow.
And we're creating jobs, we're creating opportunities, we're helping people to retire through being equity partners, and there's just a space for everybody. So I'm excited to provide these next rooms, partner with Jackson, and get an opportunity to copy and paste.
Awesome, cool. Let's go back to the living room, and then let's talk a little bit more about the structure of how we're partnering on this one, and then we'll do the same for the other property.
Sounds cool.
So one of the things that you run into a lot when you're renovating houses is you pretty much end up with high utilization. I get that, you get that, and so the way we're partnering right now is I'm helping to secure the DSCR loan. The DSCR lender is gonna see us as co-owners on the property basically. We're gonna be guarantors on the loan, and then that's gonna allow you to get whatever rate is needed to make this cash flow.
Yeah.
And get to the next part of the renovation. But then you're actually helping me on another property that we're about to head to in Decatur, where I'm basically losing my ass on this flip. And he actually has a vision to turn that into another piece of affordable housing in the Atlanta area, which I think is really cool that Jordan was able to introduce us. Jordan, show yourself to the camera, if that's okay. Awesome. But yeah, so we're sponsoring the loan, we're sponsoring the DSCR loan, and then he's kind of sponsoring the PadSplit for us on the other property is what we're gonna call it, because while we're still gonna be on the loan, I can't keep bleeding out on that property. PadSplit is not something I've become an expert in, but the financial space of real estate is, and so we're kind of combining our talents to make it the best of both worlds for both of us.
Yeah, I'm excited to partner. I mean, they say all you need is expertise, money, or the credit. If you can bring one to the table, you'll provide value.
Yeah, you very much need two of all of those any two of those to basically get to the end of any deal. And we've got expertise and we've got credit, so let's go. Cool, man.
Excited.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Jack again. I'm here with Joseph at this property on 2nd Avenue in Decatur, Georgia. This is a property that I bought in November for $220,000. I had a $55K rental budget. My projected ARV was about $350 to $370. Numbers were fine. I was gonna make $70,000 or $50,000 or whatever, depending on how long you held it. Holding costs eat into your profits. I ran into a lot of problems with this flip. None that had to do with the actual structure of the building. None that had to do with your normal flip issues. The issues I actually ran into was one, transparency from my project manager. I came in with my rental budget. I said, hey, this is how much money I have to do it, and this is what I want to do, right? And he was like, say less, no doubt. And I should have said a lot more apparently, because when I said I have this much money to do it, I meant this is how much money I have to do it. We got about 4 months into it. We weren't even done with the actual scope yet, and I got frustrated. I was like, hey, like, what's going on? When are we getting done with this flip? You know, like this should have been. Okay, so like I was saying, the project manager's like, here, let me put together a scope of work and a budget for what's left. You know, like let me show you the progress of what we have to get left in a timeline. I'm like, great, wish I had that from the start, but yes, let's do that. He comes back with an $82,000 total budget, so about $30,000 left to spend. And I was like, what the fuck, right? Because I can see 55 turning into 60 or even 65. Like that can happen if like you find something with the plumbing or the HVAC or the roof, like that can happen. But going from 55 to 85 really killed me. So I had PMLs on this, I had hard money on this. To get the PMLs out, their note is due on month 6, so I was like scrambling. I was like, I'm 4 months in, I got $30,000 that I have to spend, but I have $5,000 left to spend, and I was in a bad spot. And so I got on a call with my PMLs. I'm like, hey guys, this is what's going on. Contractor kind of messed me up on this. I'm gonna go get the reno done. I'm gonna go late. I gotta let y'all know ahead of time. And I did get the reno done. Here we are. And everything went fine. I got to the refinance. There wasn't enough room left in the refinance at that point to actually pay them out, just because like late fees and stuff like that. I missed the summer move cycle for people moving to where I could have like sold it to a retail buyer at the best time of the year. So a lot of things went wrong with this flip. I think the main thing that I probably had to learn from it was, just because they say that something's gonna be done on time doesn't mean it will, and I probably had to learn to fire people, which I haven't had to do a lot of, but it's definitely something that if this deal didn't teach me that, I'm never gonna learn it. Because by month 3 I should have fired somebody, and like that's probably what should have happened. But you know, you'll learn. You get punched in the face, and you just keep moving forward. So I want to show kind of the very cool motorcycles are great, but I want to show kind of the house, the finished product. So we're gonna go in the kitchen first. This wall used to be closed, or there was like a door right here in the living room space. Which the living room space is still there. You can see there's like a gap there between the kitchen floor and the living room. There used to be like all the flooring was just laid on top of itself, and so we went through and just kind of like leveled it out, which left a 2-inch gap there. The kitchen, everything in the kitchen is new. We left that wood paneling there, so that's the only thing that's not. New counters, new cabinets. We've got appliances in here. This house is kind of weird. It actually came with the laundry hookups in the kitchen, which that's not weird on its own, but the fact that it's in between the stove and the fridge is kind of funny. But I decided it wasn't really in the budget to try and move the plumbing from over here to like anywhere else in the house, and there also wasn't like another good spot to put it based on the existing structure. So I was like, you know, we're just gonna go full send. We're gonna leave it there, and it'll just be a quirk. There used to be a door here going into what was a bedroom, and it's still a bedroom now. It's a master bedroom, but there used to be a door here going from the kitchen into this bedroom, which I was talking to Joseph earlier, and I was saying that you know, it's one of those bedrooms where it's like basically a hallway going through the bedroom. Really, that's really not like weird for the time frame when the house was built, but it's kind of weird to have doors letting people walk through your bedroom there if they want. So we turned this into a master bathroom or a master bedroom. So brand new full bath in here. We went really hard on renovating this, so you can see we got like the tile on the floor, all new shower, granite countertops, new toilet, new everything, right? Because this whole thing did not exist prior to us coming in and renovating it. The closet is the only thing that's original to the bedroom. Window unit over here to keep it cool in the summer. It's actually not bad out today, so it's kind of nice. But this added kind of bonus space, you actually can get really creative with it. It can be like you can have a space for the kids, you can have an office space, craft area. My wife would love a craft area, stuff like that. So that was kind of like the idea behind this, is it was gonna be a 3-2 with a cool bonus room. It's been listed on the market around 50 days so far. I started at 370, and then I just started dropping the price pretty much to like whatever payoff was after that refinance, because I'm pretty much bleeding out on this flip. And it's crazy because, like I said, it appraised for the number that I thought it should appraise for. The comps, even today, comps still have the value based on what's listed and what's sold. The value should still be between 340 and 360. It's listed at 330 today, and I've only had 2 walkthroughs for the house the entire time it's been listed. So I think that's kind of more of like a statement on the market in general. If like, it's one thing for people to walk in your house and say it sucks. It's another thing entirely for people to not walk into the house at all. And so I think that's just a statement on the market in general. I think buyers are tired of the interest rate environment. I think the market itself has been stagnant for the past couple of years because of a mixture of the interest rate environment and like other economic factors. And I think that's kind of impacting the ability of this house to move, and other houses as well. But I want to let Joseph take over. We're going to go back down to the living room, and I want him to talk through how he's going to utilize this space, this house, and turn it into a pad split like that other house on Holly Street. And that's going to kind of tie up the way that we're teaming up to solve both of our problems at the same time.
Cool. Well, again, I appreciate the opportunity, Jackson. And I look at my avatar is a different avatar than the retail family that might be looking to provide a space to grow their family, send their kids to school. But what I see in this property is, first of all, is the location. The location being, there's a bus right out front of the property. As I was telling Jackson, if I see a bus stop in front of the property, that's like music to my eyes. Because someone who's renting a room may or may not even have a car. They're probably already taking public transportation. So if they can have an affordable place close to where they live and they don't have to buy a car, it's a win-win for them. So we can kind of go in reverse tour order. This room would be, let's call it room number 6 for this property. It's currently 3 in a bonus room, but it's gonna be a full room, the 3 rooms currently, and then we'll show the 2 in that living room. We'll have 2 more rooms there to have 6 in the house total. I've had bonus rooms like this at other properties, and it's kind of a hate it or love it. You either really like it or you just want a regular room. But I've found enough people that these weird looking rooms or odd shaped rooms become great spaces to do what you got to do. I mean, you might have a living quarters over there, then you've got maybe your little man cave, or I don't know, is it a she shed these days? But yeah, I mean, this is typically 100 square feet in a room is good enough for somebody. I mean, this is plenty more than this. Might almost be like 200 square feet.
Because it goes the entire length of the house almost.
Exactly. Yeah. So plenty of space for this canvas to be made their own. So this room number 6, coming downstairs, we've got our, obviously the bathroom here, natural rooms here. I mean, these again will be going for another $700-800 a month a piece, so times 6, we're talking what, $4,800, or I can't do math, 42. So my impression for this entryway is that this is not going to be the new primary door, although it looks like it from the outside. This door would wind up being the primary door, so that all of this space. Cool. So again, we're trying to maximize all the square footage in the house to create more rooms, more density. And so for that reason, that's why instead of creating a hallway from the room and having 2 smaller rooms, we'll go ahead and make that the primary room, so we can have 2 full-size bedrooms here. This is going to be a hallway. So this is all going to be one long hallway from the rest of the house down to the kitchen and the communal dining space here. So we kind of a kitchenette area, and then the whole kitchen. It's not uncommon to have, I mean, even residential spaces. Nowadays they have those sleek two-in-one, the washer dryer spaces, and they kind of look cool. So
they come with like a built-in countertop and stuff like that.
Yeah. So again, folks that are the avatar here, are just looking for a clean, quiet, safe place to live. Many folks are already spending $300-400 a week at a extended stay with their dining, kitchenette, and whatnot. So when they go from $300 a week down to $200 or $175 a week, they're ecstatic. And I'm ecstatic when they tell me I'm ready to upgrade to my own apartment, or I finally got qualified for that loan for that first house that we're looking for. So it's a very exciting space to be able to do well and do good for other people. And I'm excited to be able to have a space here on the east side of town, because a majority of our properties are on the west side down to the airport. So again, excited to partner with you, Jackson. I'm excited to be a solution to both of our pain points.
Yeah.
and expose other opportunities we can go after.
Yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, like after walking through these two houses, I definitely think that it'd be cool for us to continue growing this and probably start actually focusing on like building both of ourselves into the workflow on these, and maybe we just start building a portfolio together too.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Awesome, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for helping out on this one. I'm looking forward to getting that other one closed as well. And here's to solving problems.
That's right.
Boom.
That's right.
All right, peace, guys.